I'm going to tell the story of a time that we had to pull a song out of our butts in an afternoon, a fully produced song. I'm going to tell what the circumstance was, what the parameters were, the method that I used to top line this thing and track my vocal all within about 3 hours. And then at the end, I will let you hear the song. So, just a little setup. This was for SeaWorld, and it was for their Electric Ocean show that they had going on during the summer a few years back. And it was to take place in the little amphitheater that they had right next to their lake, where they would have like a little rave, like a family friendly rave with glow sticks and everything under the night sky. And then it would end with fireworks shows. And so we got to write the music for the fireworks show. And then we also needed to provide them with a playlist of songs that they would buy. It was just like a work for hire buyout. They would just buy the songs. They were their songs. Our name was not associated with them at all. They would play these songs during the rave party, the family friendly rave party. So we were hired by the guy that was doing, spearheading the whole thing. And then we had subcontracted because we needed to provide a certain number of songs for that playlist. We had subcontracted to other producers who were going to produce like 2 or 3 songs a piece because we were under a deadline. And the parameters were that they needed to be family friendly, appropriate for that setting, under the night sky, rave party, dancey beats, fun, lyrically not anything inappropriate. And what happened was one of the people that we had subcontracted to create some songs, the day that they were all due and we were supposed to hand over this playlist to the client, one of them came up a song short. And since they were subcontracted by us, we were the ones that were going to look bad if we didn't deliver enough songs. So we had basically just part of a day to figure out how we were going to create another song for this playlist. What we ended up doing was, because we were in a pinch, we took an old song that had not been used for anything. The track was already pretty fleshed out, and my husband gave me the instrumental track. He spent some time sprucing it up, making it more appropriate for this event. But in the meantime, I got the older version of the track just to top line over by myself on my own gear. So my husband was at his studio working on his gear, sprucing up the track. I was on my gear, top lining over the track. The method that I used to get this thing done fast is a method that I've developed over time, and it is one that I broke down in a series of videos previously where I talked about concept, flow, and edit. If it's too hard to find this series on TikTok or on Instagram, you can go to YouTube and it's much easier to find. Go to my channel, Ellen Tift. I have a playlist with concept, flow, edit. So step by step, this is what I did. First, I had the instrumental in my Logic session. I enabled the mic. I flowed out melody ideas, just gibberish melody ideas as the spirit led me. Okay, I did maybe 3 or 4 passes of just different melodic ideas with no lyrics attached. Very quickly, I went through my takes. I comped together a melody. Then I also needed to come up with my lyrical concept. And due to the constraints, family friendly, under the night sky, I just decided to go with space themes. Okay, so I made a video previously about creating a concept, a word bank, a 5-second scene, and I did all of those things. So I landed on Supernova as a title. I just thought it would be a fun title. Then I came up with my little 5-second scene. I had to move very quickly through all of this. I didn't have time to rethink and mull over things. I just had to go with what came to me. So my 5-second scene was just a group of people out outside, and we're all kind of dancing to the music, and we're all having fun, and then suddenly, magically, we all sort of levitate and lift up, and we all start soaring across the horizon, and we can reach our fingertips up, and we can brush our fingertips against the stars and the moon, and we're all just soaring across the night sky. Okay, that was my 5-second scene. I built my word bank, but I couldn't just use a thesaurus, because a thesaurus doesn't give you like words that are in a family. It only gives you synonyms. So what I did was I looked up vocabulary lists online by school teachers, and I made a list of space-related words, and then emotions, feelings, sensory things that would be associated with it. And because I had my 5-second scene, I sort of had a space-time context for it. Your word bank should be around 40 or 50 words at least. Then what I did was I took my melody and I just started plugging in words. And it didn't really matter if they made sense. They just needed to create a psychology and a picture. And I'll be the first to admit, there are a couple lines in there that are so BS, like the universe is inside of us. I don't even know what that means, but it sounded good. So I flowed out my lyric. It was kind of a flow and just grabbing words out of my word bank and just plugging them in, making things rhyme. Then I tracked my vocal, and I included a non-lyrical vocal hook because I knew that my husband would need that to build out the track. And the way we edited it, there was not a second verse. I didn't have time to even come up with a second verse. But it's like basically one verse and then just the chorus and a bunch of hook. You'll hear it when you hear the song. You can even look it up. It's under the SeaWorld Electric Ocean. It's called Supernova, 2 separate words. So I'll play it for you a little bit after this. So I tracked my vocal and I sent my husband my vocal stems, and then he put it together and mixed it. And we were able to give the right number of songs to the client, and we didn't look bad. So that was my method, and I've laid that out in previous videos. It works when you're in a pinch, you need to work fast, and you don't have time for inspiration. Here's the song. We can start a revolution when our feet are off the ground and the fireball is spinning. We are never touching down. Spreading across the night sky, Jupiter and Mars, rain across the starlight. We are soaring far, and we light explosion like a supernova, like a supernova. We are shooting stars, spreading across the night sky, Jupiter and Mars, rain across the starlight. We are soaring far, and we light explosion like a supernova, like a supernova.